let's start right away. First of all, wishing you all a very happy new year to all the attendees and panelists. Thank you so much for taking out time on a Saturday to attend the webinar. And welcome back to the 2024 webinar series. This is our first webinar of the year. So I hope the universities today can give you a lot of information about admissions, scholarships, etc. And I'll introduce myself. I'm Kushi Jhaveri, the education consultant for Edu Japan and the international coordinator for the University of Tokyo India office. I'll be facilitating today's webinar, and with me we have Vaishnavi Thakur from the University of Tokyo as a sub-facilitator. We are here again for the Global Network Project of Japan's Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology, hosted by the University of Tokyo India office. We hope to encourage you to pursue your further studies in Japan, and we hope that their universities are able to introduce their undergraduate, graduate, and doctorate programs. And many of these universities are renowned Japanese universities, and their admissions period has just opened. So I hope today you get an insight into the documents that are required and the scholarships offered by each and every university. Our expert panelists will help you with any questions that you have regarding Japan's higher education. So stay tuned for all the presentations and please feel free to post your questions in the Q&A portal and we'll make sure to answer all of your questions within the webinar. So panelists, please make sure that you turn off your video and audio when you're not presenting. Thank you so much for your time and I will share my agenda slide right away. I hope everyone can see my screen. So today we'll start with an introduction by Ms.Sakshi ROY, the Assistant Manager of the University of Tokyo India office. Then we have a presentation on study in Japan by Ms. Vaishnavi Thakur, who has completed her master's year and is also pursuing her PhD. Then we'll have a presentation by the University of Tokyo, the Graduate School of Life Sciences, the Faculty of Agriculture by Professor Yamamoto and Professor Yamazaki, followed by Hokkaido University from the Institute of International Collaboration. We have Dr. MIYOKAWA, the Deputy Director, Murugesh-san, who's a PhD MEC scholar, and Aravind-san, who is also a PhD MEC scholar. And lastly, we'll have a presentation by Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University by Ms. Deepti Singh, the India representative of Delhi. So now I'd like to request Ms. Sakshi ROY to give us a brief introduction for the webinar. Over to you, Ms. Sakshi.
Thank you so much, Kushi-san, for the introduction. So, hello everyone. A happy new year to all of you, and a greetings and warm welcome to session 17 of Study and Have a Career in Japan webinar series. So, I am Sakshi ROY, and I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the esteemed panelists from renowned Japanese universities. And thank you so much for your valuable contribution to this webinar series. And I would like to thank all of our attendees from different parts of India. So thank you for attending this session and for your unwavering support. So just a brief information about our office. We are the integral part of Study in Japan Global Network Project in Southwest Asia, led by MEXT, and we are a dedicated organization to providing comprehensive information on Japanese universities. And additionally, we are committed to raising awareness about the various higher education opportunities in Japan by organizing educational fairs and seminars across India. So these are all the basic parts of our office activities. So about our webinars, we are sponsored by MEX, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology in Japan. And we aims to familiarize you with the top Japanese universities. During our online sessions, the universities will be discussing their English-based programs and scholarship opportunities, providing you with a unique chance to learn about their offerings directly from their representatives. So we encourage you to listen attentively and please engage with the university representative by asking questions in the Q&A box. So this is the email address of our office. In case if you have any questions later after attending the webinar, please do not hesitate to contact us. We will be very happy to help you with your queries. And I will also share this contact detail in the chat box for reference. So thank you so much. And we are active on social media platform as well. So please stay engaged by following our Facebook page, Instagram page, and YouTube page. And please make sure to subscribe our YouTube channel for our previous webinar recordings. And it would be very grateful if you can support us by liking and sharing our YouTube videos. So thank you so much. That's all from my side today. I request all of you to please stay tuned with us till the end of the session. And I hope this webinar will provide you with valuable and fruitful information about studying in Japan. Thank you so much. Please enjoy the session.
Thank you so much, Sakshi-san, for the introduction. And as we share my agenda slide for the next presentation. Thank you, Sakshi-san. Okay. So now we'll have a presentation on study in Japan by Ms. Vaishnavi Thakur. She'll give you an insight into the study and work life in Japan and also give you a brief overview of her experience as a master's and now a PhD student in Japan. So over to you, Ms. Vaishnavi Thakur.
Thank you, Koshi-san, for the introduction. Let me share my screen. So I hope it is visible. Hello, everyone. Good evening. And once again, we are glad that you are here joining this session. So let me share a brief introduction about myself and also my experience of studying in Japan. Moving on. So I'm Vaishnavi Thakur, and I'm a doctoral student in the Graduate School of Engineering at the University of Tokyo. I came to Japan for the master's program. I completed my master's and then proceeded to the doctoral program. So I'm also a MEC scholarship recipient. And if you have any questions about the MEC scholarship process or any other questions related to the MEC scholarship, so please feel free to post them in the Q&A portal. I'll try to answer as much as I can. And moving on, so in today's presentation, I'll be covering about why Japan. So what are the advantages of studying in Japan? What benefits do students, international students have here? And then we'll see about the education and the admission process in Japan. Later on, we'll also look into the various expenses involved in studying in Japan. So how much do we have to pay if we come here as an international student? And then various scholarships as well. So finally, we'll end it with application process. And so why Japan? So let's start with why do we have to choose Japan and with some of its salient features. So first thing is that it is on par. The research going on in Japan is on par with many other developed nations as well. So it consistently ranks as one of the safest places in the world. So it has like very low crime rate and also it offers very peaceful and secure environment for the international students. And thirdly, the public transportation here is also very safe and is very convenient, especially if you are in the major cities and where like most of the national universities are located. So the public transportation in the cities is very convenient. You can safely depend on them to transit from your house or the dormitories to the universities, irrespective of what time it is. So, and then moving on about the national health insurance system. So this usually parents might be more worried about sending their children abroad. What if the child falls sick, or who will pay the health expenses, the expenses in the hospitals? So for that purpose, we have an excellent national health insurance policy where the government takes about almost 70% of the expenses are covered by the government, and remaining 30% are usually covered by the universities if you are coming here as a student. So international students can take this benefit as well. So to conclude why Japan, I would say that I would like to emphasize especially on its research facilities and in all the sectors. So it is on par with many top universities. And then the education in Japan. So here I would like to briefly explain the difference about education in Japan and India. So looking at the universities in Japan, so the universities in Japan are classified into three categories: national, public, and private universities. So all the universities are very much reputed and they have excellent research facilities, and the international environment is also good. So they have wide range of academic programs which you can choose from, and the research opportunities and collaborations which you can do with other universities are also excellent. So looking at the admission process, so usually the admission into these universities is university centered process. Like it's not like centralized process in India. For example, in India we'll have to take IIT JEE or other national entrance exams to get into the universities. But here, most of the universities have their own admission process. So you have to separately apply to each university. And looking at the number of English-based programs and English taught programs, so there is a very common misconception that because what about the language in Japan? So do we have to study in Japanese, or do we need to know Japanese in order to come here and study? So that is a very common misconception which we have, that we need to know Japanese. So because most of the universities, like for example, here there are about, for the undergraduate program, there are about 40 universities which are offering about 90 courses in English, completely in English. So there are Japanese courses as well. So if you are fluent in Japanese, you can take the Japanese courses. But if not, you can take the English courses and graduate as well. So the undergraduate degree, as usual, it is for about 4 years. And moving on to the graduate courses, we have there are about 160 courses which are being offered in English in about 51 universities. So the graduate master's program is for about 2 years, and the doctoral program is for about 3 to 4 years. So in the master's program, there's also an option for you to come here as just a research student. So in the end, the research student can be of the duration for 1 to 2 years. So say you're not sure about what field you are interested, or whether you want to pursue research, like the master's research program or not. So that research period is like giving you a brief idea about what research is in Japan. So you can just come here as a researcher, do research here and do research here and get an idea about the university life here. So that period is about 1 to 2 years as well. But in the end, the disadvantage is that you'll be spending 2 years as a research student, but you'll not get any certificate. Like for example, in 2 years you can complete the master's. So if you graduate as a master's student, you get a master's degree. But in case of research student, you do not get any degree, but you get an exposure into the studying in Japan. So for the doctoral program, it is about 3 to 4 years. So this is one of the biggest advantages for the doctoral program because the duration is very less. But this also adds a lot of stress on the students to meet the graduation requirements. So keeping that factor aside, so it is possible to graduate in 3 to 4 years. Whereas if you look at other countries like US and even in India for that matter, we can see that PhD students continue for about 6 to 7 years. So this is one of the advantages for the doctoral students to choose Japan as one of their destinations. And moving on about the language classes, so it is definitely better if we know Japanese language because it makes it easier to communicate to the others and to communicate with others and get on with everyday life. So knowing Japanese is definitely a plus point. And most of the universities have language classes at the university, so that we can improve our language proficiency. And in the beginning, when we come here, so you must be thinking, so I do not know any Japanese right now. So if I come there now, how can I get help or support? So for that, most of the universities provide a tutor, who will support you for about 1 year, so that you can to finish all the formalities here and to help you settle in Japan. So this is one of the provision provided by many universities. And besides that, like I said, there are many language support services. For example, exchange programs and you teaching English to the Japanese students in the university and in return learning Japanese from them. And also every ward has many activities for the international students. So as an international student, we can make use of them we can make use of them and get along with everyone. So next, moving on about the accommodation. So usually when students come here, the accommodation which they choose are usually university dormitories. Most of the universities have dormitories, but in case we are not able to get university dorms, there are also private dormitories like shared houses, like shared hostels, we can say. So where we have common kitchen and common utilities, and then but our own room. So this is also one of the popular options besides the university dormitories. And the third is the off-campus apartments. So off-campus, we have a provision to also rent apartments and stay closer to the campus if you want. So these are a few accommodation options. And then looking at various costs that are involved in studying here. So this is just a calculation based on my experience of studying here. And this also changes from place to place. So for example, in suburban places, these costs are like very less. And in case you're getting a scholarship, you'll be able to save even more than these figures. So overall, these are like the tuition fees and living expenses. So if you can see, like I mentioned, there are 3 categories of universities: national, public, and private. So the only difference between them is that the cost and expenses incurred in between them. And moving on to various scholarships. So I think you might already be knowing some of the popular scholarships like MEC scholarship and JASO scholarship. So JASO offers scholarship for long-term and short-term programs. And besides this, there are also local government scholarships, and also there are plenty of scholarships offered by the university. So in case you are not able to receive the MEC scholarship, or you miss the deadline, if or you miss the deadline by any case, so you can still target the university scholarships. And scholarships is one of the main attractive features of studying here, because most of the universities are looking for international students, and they're ready to provide scholarships for you to come and study here. So this is, I think, students there who are looking for a study abroad experience can definitely avail the scholarships and choose Japan as one of their destinations. And besides these scholarships, there are also private scholarships and also scholarships offered by many companies as well. So I hope you can make use of these scholarships. So now when we look at the application process here, so the first thing I'm covering about the graduate school application process. So the first thing would be to understand and decide which field you want to do your research. So most of the universities here, the masters and the graduate universities, are research-based universities. We do not have any course-based programs. So for that purpose, we need to be clear on what field we want to do the research. I understand that because in bachelor's and 12th, we are not very much exposed to the research work, and we do not know how do we do research and all. So for that, I would suggest you to just find a field or an area which you are interested in. Try to explore, like join various clubs in your current university or in your current school, and get that field which you are interested in and you want to work in that field. So based on that field, and you have some university of your choice, so go to that university and look at various labs and departments in that university and approach a professor. So before you do that, like have some clarity on a research plan or the research program, so that when you contact the professor, you can expect a reply. So this is one of the single most important document or the step which you have to take before starting your application process. Then after that, contact the universities and contact the professor and get their approval. So once that is done, so rest all is just a formality which you have to follow in order to gain an admission. So till getting a professor acceptance, it seems a little challenging, but still, if you put your mind and effort to that, I think everyone can do it. And universities also have their admission process. So if in case you have any doubts or questions, you can ask them as well. And yeah, so you can. This is the general application process. And covering a little about some of the challenges which I have faced is that before I came here, we had to give an entrance exam in my department. So for that, the entrance exam consists of the bachelor's courses and research related courses. So this was one of the toughest challenges which I had to face personally. So just look for the departments which do not have an entrance exam. That is one of the so some departments have and some do not have. So you can look for the departments which do not have. And the second is Japanese language. But like I said, initially we are assigned a tutor, and also university gives language classes. So after some point, you get used to Japanese language. So in the beginning, it might be very overwhelming, but uh, yes, we can get on with it. And away from family, yes, this is also one of the challenges, because for me, it was the first time I was staying away from family. But then there's a very strong Indian students community, and most of the universities have Indian students. So that becomes a plus point. And there are also several circles and clubs in the university which you can enroll and make many international friends. So, and one of the challenges is the food. So if you are especially vegetarians, in the beginning, it might feel a little inconvenient. But once we know the Indian grocery stores and the restaurants around, then it becomes easier. So these are some of the challenges which I have faced. And like I said, food, we have like many Indian restaurants and grocery stores. So you can take these options. Yeah, so these are some of the these are some of the experiences and my experience of studying in Japan. So I think I'll end it here, and it doesn't matter how much I say that Japan is good and it's one of the best study destinations. So you can experience that once you, unless you experience it, you do not know how it is. So I would strongly recommend all the students who are looking to have the study abroad experience to choose Japan as their destination, because there are plenty of scholarships which are being offered by the universities, which also reduces the financial burden on the students and the parents. So to summarize, this is about my life in Japan. So it can be yours as well. So I hope I can see some of you in near future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vaishnavi-san, for the very valuable presentation. I hope students are encouraged and are motivated to come to Japan for bachelor's, master's, and PhD. Thank you so much, Vaishnavi-san. Once again, I'll share the agenda slide. Just give me a minute. Okay, I hope everyone can see my screen. So now we'll have a presentation by the University of Tokyo. So before I request the representatives to present, I will briefly talk about the university. So as many of you might know, the University of Tokyo is the first imperial university in Japan and is one of the most prestigious education institutions in the world. The university is home to several notable alumni, including prime ministers, Nobel laureates, and astronauts. Graduates of the universities have landed themselves with great job opportunities and have had a significant contribution to the society. So now I'd like to request Professor Yamamoto and Professor Yamazaki to give us a brief overview about the university.
Okay, thank you very much for giving us opportunity to introduce our program. So let me share my screen. Okay, again, hello everyone. Thank you very much for giving us opportunity to make a presentation in terms of our program. So our program name is International Program in Agricultural Development Studies. Our graduate school is Graduate School of Agriculture and Life Sciences at the University of Tokyo. I'm Mitsuko Yamamoto, a director of IPATS and professor of University of Tokyo. So firstly, I want to introduce an overview of our university. The University of Tokyo was established in 1877 as the first national university in Japan. And we made up of 10 faculties, 15 graduate schools, and 11 affiliated research institutes. Our university aims to provide its students with a rich and wide range of academic education and researches. Okay, in terms of our graduate school, yes, so the Graduate School of Agriculture and Life Sciences. And our graduate school has a history of more than 130 years. And it consists of 12 departments and 12 affiliated research organizations. So if you are interested in our graduate school, please visit our website. And in terms of our program, IPATS was launched in October 2010. It is the first program taught entirely in English in the Graduate School of Agriculture and Life Sciences. And academic year of the program starts in October. It is different from usual and ordinary university in Japan. In Japan, many universities start in April. However, our program starts in October. We have three principles. One is issue-oriented, and the second is transdisciplinary, and the third is internationality, and equip students for a wide range of disciplines for both international and national organizations, for both policymakers and researchers. And this figure shows the current student in October 2023 by countries. Yes, as you see, see this figure, you understand that. So we have very variety of students from many countries in the world, and over 20 countries international students enrolled in our program IPATS. And major part of our program is yes, so from China, Indonesia, Myanmar, and Bangladesh, and Ghana, and USA. However, international students from India also are joining in our IPAS program. So we welcome students from India to our program as well. And this is a program schedule. In terms of MSc master program student in master MSc complete the interdisciplinary coursework of the program in the first 6 months. Then after that, engage in full-time research for the remaining 18 months. Yes, so during the interdisciplinary coursework, students can learn various research field and educational subject. For instance, plant science, economics, environmental science, fisheries, and so on. And in terms of doctor student, yes, so they fully devote themselves to the research for 3 or more years. And successful completion of a program leads to the awarding of a degree of Master of Science or Doctor of Philosophy. We have various disciplines of research that constitute the fundamentals of agriculture development studies like this: plant science, plant material science, economics, food science, forestry, environmental science, ecology, and so on. And MSc and PhD students are conducted under the supervision of one or more of the school's faculty. And these are examples of research topics. Yes, so if you visit our website of IPAS, you can look at yes, example of the topic, actual research topics. For instance, in terms of plant science, for instance, a study on plant mechanism to respond to different nutritional condition and so on. Yes, anyway, so if you're interested in the actual research topics, please visit our website. And this is a list of courses in master's program. Students need to obtain more than or equal to 30 credit and pass the defense of the master's thesis evaluation to graduate. Yes, so there are various kinds of courses, but so there are some compulsory courses such as IPAS case studies, IPAS development studies. For instance, regarding IPAS case studies, so this is a group work subject. For instance, faculty members give student 5 or 6 topics, and student divided into 5 or 6 groups. And then for 3 or 4 months, student engaged in the group work. And after that, student need to find a good solution or a proposal based on their own perspective. And then, so this is yes, a list of courses names of PhD program. The PhD students should take equal or more than 20 credit points, included IPAS Advanced Research Seminars, 8 credit, and IPAS PhD Research, 8 credits. And we have been collaborating with European University, in particular University of Bonn. And University of Bonn has a Center for Development Researches. So this center is world-leading think tank according to the ranking of the University of Pennsylvania. And yeah, so in the collaboration, for instance, Center for Development Research students come to Japan for 1 week to 10 days. And then, so during their stay in Japan, yeah, so we conduct classes as well as actual field work. For instance, this picture was taken in Hokkaido last year. Yeah, so joint workshop with the PhD student. And these are admission requirements. As I mentioned previously, IPAS is a graduate student, master's and PhD program, not undergraduate program. So in terms of applicants for MSc program, applicants hold a bachelor's degree or equivalent from a recognized institution. In terms of a PhD program, applicants need to hold a master's degree or equivalent from a recognized institution. And applicants need to have a high level of English proficiency as demonstrated by their TOEFL or IELTS score. IPAS office welcome applicants who meet the following criteria. TOEFL is 19.8 and above, or IELTS score is 7.0 and above. And applicants need to possess an excellent academic record and sound plan for their master's and PhD research. And these are scheduled for admission. So currently the admission for round one was already closed for October 2024 intake. However, round two is now open for applicants in all over the world. And then, so the deadline of online application is 14th February 2024, next month. And if you are interested in application for IPAS October 2024 intake, please visit our website. And yes, we are welcome applicants to apply for our program. And I want to introduce a funding opportunity of IPAS program. So this information is available in IPAS website. For instance, examples of funding opportunities. So we have MEC scholarship. However, in terms of MEC scholarship university recommendation, already closed in terms of IPAS October 2024 intakes. So if you are interested in application for October 2024 intakes, so please refer to MEC scholarship embassy recommendation and University of Tokyo fellowship. So this University of Tokyo fellowship, so this scholarship is provided by University of Tokyo. So therefore, applicants still have a chance to apply for U-Tokyo fellowship. And in addition to that, we have additional scholarship. For instance, JJWB GSP, it is provided by World Bank. However, this scholarship is only for a master's program. And also, additionally, we have a JICA scholarship. So if you are interested in funding opportunity, please visit our website as well. So as I mentioned previously, currently online application for round 2 by February 14th, 2024. Please visit our website. So this is a top page of YPAS website. So you can find this article. So please click here and yes, read and look at the website of application, online application for round 2. The deadline is February 14th. Yes, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. So these are the information of email, phone number, and address. And this is a link of IPAS website. Yeah, anyway, thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Yamamoto-san, for the very insightful presentation. I hope students apply to your graduate school and for 2024 or 2025 admissions. Thank you so much. There
you very
were
much.
several questions in the Q&A portal regarding University of Tokyo. And most of them have been answered, but I would like to go ahead and ask you a few questions. I would like to know what is it that you look for in an applicant? Does he or she need to be good in studies, or does he or she need to have research achievements? What do you look for when you're
Okay,
when you're taking
so let me
students?
share my screen again. Sorry. Yeah, so as I mentioned in this slide, so admission requirements are written in this slide. But in order to apply for iPads, applicants need to prepare for the transcript of the university as well as the English test score. So even though the student from India apply to our program, so applicants need to prepare for English test score, TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo. So Duolingo is another English test system.
Right.
And anyway, so please look at our website. In the website, the detailed information is written.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you so
also,
much.
and in terms of MSc program, so our program is interdisciplinary program. So therefore, applicants don't need to prepare for the very specific research result. Yeah, so applicant or new student can run various research field during the coursework for 6 months. So don't worry about it. So, and please, so apply to our program if you're interested in our program.
Thank you, Yamamoto-san, for answering the question. I would just like to talk a little about what he just mentioned, that Japanese universities are very unique that way. They have a very holistic and interdisciplinary approach towards education. So it's not, you do not need to only research on one particular thing. They believe in learning different things and gaining knowledge in various domains, and not very field specific, which allows you to explore different fields of study. Unlike the education systems in the West that tells students to only pick one subject. Japanese university are very unique that way. So thank you so much, Yamamoto-san, for mentioning that. And I'll
Thank you
just
very
pick
much.
up one more question. So would you recommend students to take the GRE test or the GMAT test? The GRE or the GMAT?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Okay, no
GRE.
problem. No
Okay,
problem.
so anyway, applicants need to prepare only English core as well as transcript.
Okay.
And in addition to that, applicants need to write essay for application. So any other scores not required for application.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much for answering the questions. There might be a few questions in the Q&A portal, so please go ahead and answer those as well. Thank you so much, Yamamoto-san, for your time.
Thank you very much.
Going ahead with the next presentation, I'll share my screen. So now we have Hokkaido University. So before I request the representatives, I'll talk a little about the university. So Hokkaido University is a highly acclaimed public university in Japan, situated in the north of Japan. It is the 5th imperial university and is one of the country's finest higher education institution. It is a top type university owing to its high educational standards in a range of fields, particularly sciences. They have a lot of science courses. So please stay tuned. And now I'd like to request Dr. MIYOKAWA, Mr. Murugesh, and Mr. Aravind to give us an insight into the university.
Okay, thank you very much. So let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
All right, so let me start. Okay. Yes. So welcome to Hokkaido University's session. So my name is MIYOKAWA, Deputy Director of the Institute for International Collaboration. Good afternoon to you, everybody in India. So today we will be talking about our university, featuring the voices from our current Indian students. I, as the Director of the International Recruitment Office, will begin with a general introduction about Hokkaido University. And then 2 PhD students from India, Mr. Aravind and Mr. Murugesh, will talk about their own experiences at our university's graduate programs. So first, let me start with my part. I'll be talking about these three topics. First, why Hokkaido? Hokkaido is the northernmost prefecture of Japan, and Hokkaido University has the largest land area among 700 universities in Japan. We have two campuses, one in Sapporo and the other in Hakodate. The Sapporo campus has 11 undergraduate and 20 graduate buildings, farms, and other facilities, except for the Faculty of Fisheries Sciences. The campus of the Faculty of Fisheries Sciences is located in Hakodate City, which is a port town with an exotic atmosphere. It is about a 5-hour drive to the south from Sapporo. Sapporo City, where Hokkaido University's main campus is located, has the 5th largest population in Japan. Hokkaido is known for its natural beauty. Sapporo offers the opportunity to enjoy urban city life while living side by side with abundant nature. There are probably few major cities in Japan that are in such harmony with nature. Sapporo attracts many domestic and foreign tourists every year. Also, we are ranked among the top 3 cities in the best cities to live in Japan, ranking every year. Now let's move on to the next topic, why Hokkaido University? Hokkaido University is one of the oldest, largest, and the most prestigious universities in Japan. In 1876, Dr. William S. Clark, who was the then president of the Massachusetts Agricultural College in the United States, was invited to Sapporo to serve as our first vice president. The college opened as Japan's first institution of higher education to award bachelor's degrees. Throughout our history of development, we have continued to challenge the world of knowledge with a frontier spirit. Also, in the Times Higher Education University Impact Ranking 2022, we were ranked 10th in the world and first in Japan. We are striving to solve global issues such as those related to the Sustainable Development Goals. Additionally, various financial support is available for international students at Hokkaido University. The 2 students from India who are speaking on behalf of later today have obtained scholarships from the Japanese government, MEX, which is the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology. In addition to those government as well as our own university scholarships, we have a tuition exemption program for students with excellent grades. Also, our international students have many opportunities to learn Japanese languages while conducting their research in English. Further, career support by professional staff is available to help you find a job in Japan after graduation. Well, this picture shows the Sapporo campus, which is located very close to the central railway station. The pink circles show where the student dormitories are located around the campus. Very convenient. These are some pictures of Sapporo campus. Beautiful, aren't they? Now, I would like to introduce some admission information. Hokkaido University has 12 faculties and 21 graduate schools in total, covering almost all areas of the humanities, social sciences, and natural sciences. 18,000 students and 2,100 faculty members are engaged in study and research. Out of 18,000 students, 2,000 are international students from 99 countries and regions. As a comprehensive research university, we have 21 graduate schools, 15 of which allow international students to earn a degree in English. 8 out of these 15 have special programs implemented entirely in English. In a few moments, our student, Mr. Aravind and Mr. Murugesh, will talk about 2 of these 8 special programs, the Life Science program and Engineering program in particular. By the way, while the vast majority of our degree-seeking international students belong to the graduate level, there are some international students in their bachelor's programs too. Our international students seeking for the bachelor's degree can study either in English or Japanese. If you wish to study English, you have the ISP and MJSP options on the left. From now on, I'm focusing on these particular undergraduate programs. The first one is ISP. All classes required for the degrees are conducted in English, so Japanese ability is not required for your studies. Basic Japanese language classes are in the curriculum so that students won't have problems living in Japan. After entering the ISP, students take a broad range of liberal arts courses for the first 6 months. Then students are assigned to physics, chemistry, or biology course. A bachelor's degree program usually lasts for 4 years, but the ISP students can graduate in 3.5 years if they meet the academic requirements. The ISP students are strongly encouraged to continue on to the master's degree programs after the bachelor's degree. ISP students from all around the world are all connected by their common interest of science, and they support each other in their student life. The faculty members also come from diverse backgrounds. Next program is MJSP at undergraduate level. MJSP stands for Modern Japanese Studies Program. It is a 4.5-year undergraduate program. Students study Japanese language as well as culture, history, and society and political economy. The MJSP is an English and Japanese bilingual program. In the first and second years, the majority of classes are taken in English, but in the third and fourth years, students take classes in Japanese with Japanese students at the faculties of Humanities and Human Sciences, Education, Law, and Economics and Business. Japanese ability is not required at the time of entry. The program offers an intensive Japanese course during the first 6 months of the MJSP. This course is designed not only to provide students with basic Japanese language skills, but also to familiarize them with the life in Japan before they begin their bachelor's degree. By the time they graduate, they will have a high level of Japanese ability and knowledge about Japan and the world, which will be useful for future employment and research. The MJSP students come from all over the world too. Here are the faculty members who also come from a variety of backgrounds. For more information about these two undergraduate programs, please search Hokkaido Uni on YouTube and watch these videos in the ISP and MJSP playlists. Do you want to know more about Hokkaido University? Please visit our official website and Facebook. Hokkaido University is blessed with a pleasant environment and attracts people from all over the world. I look forward to welcoming you to our campus. Now let's turn to Mr. Aravind's presentation. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. So Aravind, please.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, myself, Arvind. I'm a second year PhD student.
Please turn on your video, please.
Arvind, the presentation is still yet to load.
Yeah.
I cannot see the presentation.
Now is it okay?
Your downloads folder are visible, the desktop folder.
I would recommend you share your entire screen. I think
Yes.
you have only shared one page.
Yes.
If you share your entire screen, you can probably.
Is it okay now?
Loading. Okay.
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm Arvind. I'm a second year PhD student in the Hokkaido University. Currently, I spent 1 year in the Hokkaido University, and I'm a Max Scholar student in the special quota called IGP, which is an International Graduate Program in the Life Science Department. So, what is this international IGP program? So this program is a special quota under the Max Scholarship. And so, so the people who are interested, or the student who are interested in the life science department, can directly contact the professor by seeing the website in our Hokkaido University through the Graduate School of Life Science department. And this IGP program is like a bridge between the Hokkaido University and the world. It is designed for the international student who major in life sciences and are seeking to continue the graduate studies in Japan. So this under this IGP program, which is a special quota in the Max scholarship, so they will provide a 3-year scholarship for a 7 doctoral student and a 2-year scholarship for a master student as well, for all available for the international student during their study at Hokkaido University. So how to apply for this special quota under the Max scholarship is by contacting the professor directly through the email. So you can find the professor laboratory through our Graduate School of Life Science website. So this 3-year Max scholarship for 7 doctoral students are aided with a fellowship of amount 145,000 JPY for a doctoral student and 14400 JPY for a master student as well. So, and also admission and tuition fee will be waived, and round trip airfare between the nearest airport of the scholar resident and Tokyo will be covered. So by starting looking for the laboratory matches which suits you, which you are interested, can directly contact the professor, and you can apply for the IGP program in our Hokkaido University. So what exactly do I do in my Graduate School of Life Science, and my research is that I basically work on the fluorescence imaging of breast cancer. So we know that there are so many bioimaging techniques are available in the current clinical diagnostics, like CT scanning, MRI, and all. So they have their own disadvantages, like they are expensive and they use harmful radiations, so which will cause serious damage to the human body. So researchers have developed a fluorescence-based medical imaging where hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
So is the screens
Um,
on?
I know. Yes, now I think we're
Now is it okay?
sharing. Yes, it's fine.
Okay, sorry for the
No.
interruption. So as I was saying, so I do my research on the fluorescence-based medical imaging, where we use the fluorophore to find the tumor where exactly it is located. So our work is based on synthesizing of fluorophores, and then we study the optical properties, and also we do the in vivo studies to locate where exactly the tumor is present. So people who are interested in the IGP program, especially in the life science department, can apply for this special quota of IGP under the Max scholarship. So, and we are eagerly waiting for the people to apply for this special program. Thank you. I hand over the next session to the Murugesh.
Screen, Arvind. Thank you. So that was a broad description and information across the entry process, and also you can see my slide, and also the specific example from our co-scholar, Arvind. Can you hear me? Is it okay?
Yes, it's perfect.
Yeah, thank you. So I'll go a little more details. I think some of you are already familiar with me. I used to talk to you over the YouTube discussions and also with the queries across the social media. So this was like a bit more particular to engineering school, the Faculty of Engineering, where how can you come for the Faculty of Engineering admissions, and wherein you don't specifically think about you're not from the engineering school, how it is related, because the Graduate School of Engineering in Hokkaido University is very interdisciplinary. Like there are various problems will be connected with the Hokkaido University Engineering School, even though they are from different backgrounds. So let me go further. So these are my brief information about my introduction, where I did my master's in IIT Madras, Chennai, and I came here for PhD in the quantum science and engineering. It's an interdisciplinary division again, because it's quantum science, but the people from mechanical and electrical and also even in bio technology related, also they work in this school. So these are some of the glimpses in Sapporo. I'll share a few more. So let's speak of why I choose the Hokkaido University as a study abroad destination. It's one of the curious, right? Like many people think about various reasons, like the mainland and Kanto and Kansai and Hokkaido. So there are various options, right? So one reason could be obviously the research, and the additional reason, the Hokkaido University has a long history along with other the national universities in Japan. So the history starts from 1997 to until 2030. Recently the 2030 goals has been discussed in our university, the official portal. You can see the university chairman and other the discussions are been updated. So its target was SDG related targets are very clear every time to time. So it's one of the active situation. Like if you see the summer school, I have come in 2019 for summer school as a STSA program, and I could get the opportunity to see all these things for a semester, and then I came back as a full-time research scholar after giving my selection process. So this is one of the main reason, the long history of SDGs, and it's still growing further in a strong way. Further, you can see those details and what are the SDGs is connected Hokkaido University, and it's ranked number 22nd, and also it's ranked in top 100 in the world, the Hokkaido University. You can see this the SDG goals connected with Hokkaido University. Further, let me share some more details about my research. So my research, I'm from mechanical engineering background in India, in IIT Madras. I used to work with the lasers and also the synthesis part. Now I came to further to use my basic knowledge to develop some more additional techniques using plasma, wherein we can develop the particles which are useful for water treatment and cold storage techniques, and the cutting edge methods from the pulse laser ablation, like the spectroscopy, wherein you recently have seen the space exploration projects. They use spectroscopy as a source. So the spectroscopy will be extensively used in this plasma research related subjects. So this is one of my photo in the laboratory gathering. In summer, it's very common in Hokkaido University there to welcome all the newcomers and to connect with the seniors in the laboratory. And also you can see this right side. These are some of the glimpses from my research. And this is my previous publication with the current professor. Before coming to Japan itself, I started working with this one, and it got published before I come to Japan with the internship results. And these are some of the reasons why I choose. The life in Japan is not as complicated as it is in the winter in Sapporo. It's very strong, but it's not as really complicated. It's very beautiful to enjoy all the seasons along with our academics. So these are some of the official visits from the Hokkaido University, the Graduate School of Engineering, and also there are some more additional events happen in our each school. The club activities, like in the previous speakers have spoken about the club activities. You can see various activities in like summer barbecue party, and this is another club, this is another EQ field trip. So these are various activities which used to happen. So it is very interesting and very connected with academics as well as non-academics. So I'll share a few more details about the Graduate School of Engineering, this one. So this is wherein I came in this school. So this school, the EQ program is special program for engineering, especially for English-based studies. You can see there are various divisions in this program. And recently the deadline has passed. I think it was in November 20, December 20. So the deadline has completed, but the special selection, previously there are various schemes, but you can check for this one. So these are details for coming to EQ program, and you can check all this in the homepage, all these divisions, which division is suitable. I would suggest, don't get confused. Whenever I talk to new students who are coming to Japan, they get confused by seeing the names. So for mechanical, there is nothing like mechanical engineering division, but it's mechanical and space. But mechanical students are everywhere. Like that, each school and each specialization, the laboratories are different. The conventions from your own country are Indian for now. So just keep in mind and keep checking all the laboratories with the keywords of your interest. So that's a summary from my side. I would be happy if there is some queries to discuss. So thank you.
Thank you so much to all the representatives of Hokkaido University to give us an overview of your experiences and the programs offered at Hokkaido University. There are a couple of questions in the Q&A portal, but I think most of them have been answered. I'd like to go ahead and ask a few questions, if you don't mind. Starting with, as you have been studying in Japan for a couple of years now, and when you were applying to Hokkaido University, how did you approach professors? How did you find your prospective supervisor?
So for me, the initial contact, I actually searched from random source, like all the labs I tried to check, and then I filtered out 3 labs. Out of 3 labs, I hope to get response from one lab at least. So because I came in an internship program, so wherein I had a little bit hopeful that I get some time to get the response. So I got second professor as my considered first professor. He said he's already busy with a number of people. So he said he cannot take me. So second professor and third one, I didn't know whether he replied. So I started working with him. So initial contact was completely from the base source. Then once I get in touch, I started discussing with him with my current research and also the future plans. Yeah, I have that kind of story. It's like I cannot simply say I wanted to work. I have to explain him why. So that took me a bit forward.
Okay. Thank you so much, Murugesh-san, for answering the question. Now, if possible, Arvind-san, if you're available, would it be okay if I ask you a question?
Yeah, no problem.
So Arvind-san, thank you for the presentation. I can go ahead and ask you one question, very simple question. For applying to universities, one usually needs to write a research plan. So what advice would you give to prospective Indian students? How to write a research plan? If you could go ahead and give us an insight.
So in case of my program, like that is a IGP program, the International Graduate Program. So it doesn't ask for a exact research proposal actually. So in many cases, it is not very important actually. So in Japanese graduate program, in the sciences, it is common for professor to make decision about research project. It will be more important to be able to design and experiment design with the research content specified with the professor rather than your proposed research project. So after making a contact, it is common for you to submit a research plan in the research area specified by the professor. So in order to confirm your research ability actually.
Okay. Thank you so much for answering the question. And one last question to Dr. MIYOKAWA, if he's available. Thank you so much for your presentation. I would like to go ahead and ask you one last question. For Hokkaido University, are there any entrance examinations? And if there is, are the students even supposed to take the GRE test or the GMAT test?
Sorry, I'm not really aware of that, but actually, and I think the majority of the courses, the program do not really require this GRE or GMAT, but I think it depends on the programs. So, but I'm not really aware of that.
Okay. Thank you so much for answering the questions. I'd like to thank all the representatives of the university. Please go ahead and put links in the chat box so that students can refer to them. And please feel free to answer the questions in the Q&A portal. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we have the last presentation by Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University. I'll share my screen. Just a second. Yes. Now we have a presentation by Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University. So Ritsumeikan APU is one of the leading private university owing to its multicultural learning atmosphere, and it possesses a highly diverse international environment. and its programs in the field of humanities is very well recognized nationally and internationally. The university also provides excellent scholarships and opportunities to its students. So I'd like to request Ms. Deepti Singh to give us an insight into the university.
Thank you, Khushi-san. I will start my presentation by sharing a slideshow. Just give me a moment.
Sure.
Yeah, I hope it is visible now.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so let me start by introducing myself. I'm Deepti Singh. I represent Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific, or APU as it is popularly known in India and everywhere else. I am an India representative and also an alumni of APU. I graduated from APU in the year 2004. So the beautiful picture that you see on your screen right now, this is our university. This is APU campus, which is located in Beppu city in Kyushu. This university is very special because it was established with the intention of inviting more and more international students to Japan. And now I would like to tell you that going by the numbers, 50% of its student population is of international students, and they come from more than 90 different countries and regions across the world. So the 50% of our population, of our student population, is international, and the other 50% is native Japanese. And same is the case with our professors. So the 50% of our faculty is international, and they come from 21 different countries, and the other 50% is Japanese. So basically, the whole mix of professors and students, it is very multicultural. The student population and the atmosphere on the campus, it's very multicultural, very diverse, and very vibrant. The picture that you see here on the screen, this is from an Indian week that was organized some time back. And we have more than 75 Indian students on campus right now. And the number is constantly growing as students become more aware of great opportunities in Japan to study in their higher education. So just briefly telling you about the rankings of APU. APU is ranked 22nd in Japan out of 800 universities in all, and it ranks 5th out of 600 640 private universities in Japan. In India, usually there is a lot of difference between national and private universities in terms of their fee structure, in terms of their curriculum. But in Japan, private or national, both type of universities are equally appreciated, and they are equally respectable. So that is a primary difference that we must understand. APU is also regarded as one of the top global universities in Japan, catering to large number of international student population. This map that you see here, this is the map of Japan, and to tell you the location of APU better, the location is in Kyushu Island. This is Kyushu, and this red dot here that you see is APU. And APU is in a city called Beppu. Beppu is a more popular hot spring city, and it is a mid-sized city with a lot of student population now, and very vibrant because of presence of APU. It is also a tourist destination. We receive a lot of tourists from all across the globe who want to visit hot springs that are present in Beppu. There are about 2,000 such hot springs. All right, now talking about the academics in APU, we have three colleges. One is College of International Management. Here, a student can specialize in accounting and finance, marketing, strategic management and organization, entrepreneurship, and operations management. And the degree here is called BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration. And it's a 4-year course. All undergraduate programs in Japan are typically 4 years. Now, the special thing about this program is that it is a AA CSB accredited program, which essentially puts us in the top 5% of business schools in the world. I'm sorry, there is a power outage here, which is why you can't see me, but I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Yeah, so the AA CSB accreditation, this accreditation is essentially awarded to best business schools across the world. And this accreditation puts APU in the top 5%. Other known business schools are Harvard, Stanford, Melbourne, and the likes. The next college in APU is College of Asia Pacific Studies. Here, students can specialize in international relations, culture, society, and media, or global economics. The degree here is called Bachelor of Social Sciences, and again, it's a 4-year course. The special thing about this course is that it gives you a platform if students are interested in humanities. I see them struggling to find right careers in India, but here there is a platform if they want to get into any kind of social service, United Nations or United Nations related bodies, or NGOs. So there is definitely a career path for them. APU has started a new college. It is called College of Sustainability and Tourism. It has started only in 2023. The degree is called Bachelor of Sustainability and Tourism. This college provides specialization in 9 concentrations: environmental studies, resource management, international development, along with tourism studies and tourism industry operations and hospitality, and regional development and social entrepreneurship, together with tourism and a focus on environmental studies. There is a focus on data science and information system. It's a very unique program, and definitely one of the upcoming fields when you see all the corporates now talking about sustainability, and all the major governments in the world, they are investing in sustainability now. All right. Another main feature of our academics is the language education. As students study in other colleges of management or social sciences or sustainability and tourism, they also need to take Japanese classes. It's mandatory for 1.5 years for students to take classes in Japanese language. The education is going to be in English entirely, but Japanese will be taught as one of the subjects, and students, it's mandatory for them to study it for 1.5 years. And this gives them an opportunity, not just to make it makes their life easy in Japan, but at the same time, it also helps them to grab career opportunities, which would be out of their reach if they had not known Japanese. Just giving you some examples of our alumni, successful examples. So this is Ali Chaudhary. He is from DPS Indrapuram. Many of you might, these stories will resonate with you if you are, like him. So when he went to APU, he had just passed out from DPS Indrapuram. He started working at an advertising agency as an account executive, and now he is working in Bangkok. After working in Tokyo for a few years, he was transferred to Thailand. And Similarly, this is Anahata. Anahata is from Chennai. And after graduating from APU, she now works in one of the largest cosmetic brands in Japan. It is called Kose. And she's also, working at a very good post and very happy with her decision. So in this expert from her, she has stated how she recommends more and more students to choose APU for their education. This is Akhil. He graduated in 2020 and he worked at Mitsui for a brief time before starting work at Apple in UAE. Now, these are just after undergraduation, these students have received offer from such great companies such as Apple and Kose. So, you can definitely have the similar career path, and it's important to know that being a four-year degree definitely gives students a good platform to start working right after their graduation. Unlike India, in India, only after postgraduate, you can, you can look forward to working in such companies. Some of the more popular choices of companies on our campus are Apple, Bloomberg, Fujitsu, Google Japan. So these are the companies that come to APU campus regularly for recruitment. And all these names that you see here, they are all international companies and they're large MNCs. So definitely students have the opportunity to work in Japan for some time, and then if they want, they can pursue opportunities elsewhere also in other countries with Japanese companies or in other international companies. The graduate schools that have recruited students from APU, some of the known names are King's College London, University of Sydney, Australia, Harvard University, Waseda University, Japan, University of Tokyo, University of Oxford. All right, so now the tuition fee structure of APU. So this, on top, what you see is the tuition fee, and APU offers tuition reduction scholarships to international students. And the tuition reduction scholarships, they range between 30% to 100%. So I have given a scenario of each. So let's assume that you're awarded 65% tuition reduction at your application. In that case, your fee per annum would be 4,55,000 yen, or in Indian rupees, it would be 2,68,000 rupees. So the figures in red, they are in INR. So it will be approximately 2.7 lakh rupees or 2,68,000 rupees. Since most of our audience are, I'm assuming, from India. The admission fee, this is a one-time charge, but the cost of living is, of course, another expense that students have to bear. So with 65% tuition fee in this scenario, it will be the total cost of studying at APU will be approximately 11 lakh rupee annually. So this includes the living expenses also. Students who are in grade 12th now, they still have an opportunity to apply. Our applications are still open. They are open till 13th of March. And these students will be joining the fall intake. So they will be enrolling in September 2024. Regarding the application process, so we have two stages to our application. Stage one is an online application. So students required to fill an online application, and which is followed by an online assessment. It's a brief assessment test of about 60 minutes that they need to take. And this consists of stage one. After the stage one, there is stage two, which is an online interview. Now, the good thing is students will know their final application result and the scholarship result together. So before enrolling, they will know what kind of scholarships they will be awarded for 4 years. In case you have more queries, you can always reach out to me. For those of you who are residing in Delhi NCR, these are my contact details. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can reach out to me anyhow, and we have another representative in Mumbai, and I will be forwarding your queries accordingly to her if required. I will also be sorry. Yeah. So I will also be sharing her contact details and my contact details in the chat box. For those of you who are humanities or management aspirants, you can definitely reach out to us. Thank you. Thanks a lot. That's all from my side.
Thank you so much for the very informative presentation. I'm sure to your presentation, students will apply the programs offered at Ritsumeikan APU. So thank you so much for the presentation. There are a couple of questions that have already been answered, but I'll go ahead and ask you a question. So someone in the Q&A portal has asked you, if a person comes from a commerce background, can he or she get admission in the field of international relations at APU?
Yes, they can. So it's we don't have any prerequisite when it comes to admissions. You can be from any background. In fact, you can also be from sciences and you can still study humanities or management.
Okay. Thank you. And I'll ask you one more question. When do students need to ideally apply to APU?
So the ideal time to apply to APU is 1 year in advance. But there are times when we have additional periods also. So anyhow, the admissions close 7 to 8 months before the time of enrollment. So for example, if you're planning to enroll in 2024 itself, the admissions will be open only till February or March, and then they close. I'm talking about general scenario. This year again, it is the same pattern. So we close admissions in March if you are planning to enroll this year.
Right. Thank you so much for your time and for the very informative presentation. I'm sure students are encouraged to apply to APU for 2024 September. Once again, thank you so much. I'll share my screen once again. Okay. So I'm sure students have gotten a gist of what Japanese universities are like and the programs offered. So this marks the end of the webinar. Thank you so much for joining in, and we are glad to have you in the first webinar of our office. And this is the QR code if you want to register for the upcoming webinars. The recordings of the webinars conducted earlier are already uploaded to the University of India office website. If you want to see the recordings, please check the chat box. I have shared the links with you. And kindly check our Instagram page as well for more updates on the webinars. And we hope to see you in the upcoming webinars as well. So for any updates, feel free to check our Instagram. And please scan this QR code to get more information about our webinars. Thank you so much for your time. And we look forward to seeing you in the next webinar. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to all the presenters of today. We truly appreciate your time and effort, and I'm sure students will apply to your universities. Thank you. And thank you to the University of Tokyo India office team for the support.